Reslas, I'm fluent in the language of the unconfessed. Blind, nah, vision's just life's first lie. True sights the bird to be the why. We win here in the blind spot. Love's pearl etches forever in the sky. Prison grids, but our speaking wildfires break what they forbid. Met a soul who wore her flashes like a crown. We traded ghosts, let him tangle underground. Her voice, a kaleidoscope and braille. We rewired nightmares into iron sails. She taught me strength is just be rearranged. A phoenix stuffed with ashes preordained. They try to box the sun in prison grids, but our speaking wildfires break what they forbid. Met a soul who wore her flashes like a crown. We traded ghosts to entangle underground. Hollow blind spot, the kingdom where the lost align. No mirrors, just the truth divine. We rise unbound in the blind spot. The hero's quest, no rules but born to storm. No honor, just the raw, the unadorned. Now we orbit voids where others soar to hurricanes. Calm in the eye of it all.
Tu joga dentro, eu fico de lado. Tu joga dentro, joga com força, vagabunda, me deixa de jogar.
Must be one of those weird 15 measure kind of.
Yeah, do it. Yeah, let's go. On the east side, that's where I met my Ramona. I wanna go to a party. That's what she said. Lonely. That's what I've been. Here's my telephone number. Call me. Into a party, a house party. Who let the people just rally round me in love? Send a message of love. She said, I love the way you move, I love the way you rock. Bop, bop. Ramona, please step back. Now she's my Ruka, barely waiting for my Heine. She moved from Long Beach down to LA. Now she's selling on just by the freeway. I wanna know, Ramona, am I the only one? Tell me. She said, you're not the only one, but you're the best, Blizzy. Bop, bop. And now I'm waiting for my Ruka. Really put up with my Heine. I know tonight I'll be behind her. Don't fuck around with my hyena. Yo, what it does, YouTubes? What it does? Salute to you guys and good morning. I hope that you're having a wonderful start to your day. My name is Blizzy Blind. This is the Blind Spot or the Blizzyverse, whichever you want to call it. And today I am strictly referring to myself in third person. So, the Blizzy is happy that you're here. Salute to Cake Mix in the chat. Salute my G. Salute to Sunflower Dragon. I hope y'all guys are having a great start to y'all's day. Uh, we might get a little scatological today, guys. Might get a little scatological. Um, you know, I'm gonna start with a little rant, or a soliloquy, or monologue, if you will. You know, YouTube and all this social media BS has done so much bad for my spirit and my sense of security in life. It's unbelievable. You know, I've always been happy. Like, I've had a horrible, messed up, crazy life, but I've always been happy my whole life. All this social media stuff, though, confused me so badly that everybody else telling me that I wasn't happy or telling me that I needed to do this to be happy or I needed to accomplish this to be happy made me think all these things that weren't my own thoughts, and it was so overwhelming that I literally started to believe that I wasn't happy. And just within the last year have I finally come back around to understanding that I don't care what anybody else has to say or think about my happiness, or if I deserve to be happy, or if I deserve to be heard, or if I deserve to have my own point of view, or if I deserve to have whatever. You know, I'm happy to be happy and do things in my own lane, man. And if somebody else wants to link up and work together to have that same kind of vibe, I'm with it. But honestly, I don't I don't really like a lot of people on YouTube, man. A lot of people are underhanded, backstabbing, pretentious cunts. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't even mean to say that word. I apologize. I apologize. I don't even say that word, but it's still true. But yeah, and I don't like that's something I don't do. I don't come on here and be like talking smack on people or gossiping on people, man, but it amazes me how still to this day people will like treat me like as if I haven't measured up to be a part of the cool group, but I don't think they understand. Like, to me, they're not cool at all. Like, they're not the cool group at all. And I'm not talking about the content we're about to cover. I'm not talking because that is 100% different than what we're talking about. What I'm talking about right now. I'm talking about other people. Now, on to the content we're about to cover. Resla. Big head ass, 5 head ass, 3 feet tall, bobblehead wrestler. Okay. Now, me and Wrestler have had our contentions, but I want y'all guys to know, man, I 100% support and want to promote Wrestler. If you're not subscribed to Wrestler, if you happen to be a sub of mine and you don't know who Wrestler is, put at Wrestler in your search on YouTube and go subscribe to him, man. This dude works hard. This dude puts out quality content, not like me. My stuff is just stream of thought, uh, goofing or excuse me, goofing around. Wrestler actually puts the time and effort in to get you guys like topics with like subcategories and notes on each of them. Dude works really hard to put in the time and effort to make good content, and he succeeds. He does make good content, and I want you guys to know the critique that I'm about to give is purely in the spirit of content. I'm about to pick Wrestler apart. I'm about to give a clinic on how you son somebody that's 45 years older than you. But I do not want it to be lost on anybody that I look up to Resla. I honestly respect this dude more than anybody on YouTube or in the panelverse. Like I have friends that do other things that I respect at the same level, but I don't I don't take into consideration what very many people on YouTube think. Wrestler, I do. I have tremendous respect for that guy, and I think that he is an awesome guy. Now, however, what the what the content is about is I yes, he is a very intelligent guy, but I triggered a miniature midlife crisis by complete accident the other day. Now, I you see, you know what I struggle with a lot is, and I'm not saying, I'm not like claiming I'm the smartest person in the world or anything like that, but I'm used to not uh I'm not used to people of extremely high intelligence being able to hear me speak without me being around to clarify and elaborate. And I made a comment to Ruck the other day that I know Wrestler heard. I know he heard it because, or at least not I know, because there's no way I could possibly know, but I assume he heard because of the way that he was trying to handle me. But I made the comment of what makes it difficult sometimes when me and Wrestler are speaking to each other is the fact that we both are trying to uh, grasp the entire picture of what each other is saying. And that's not necessarily a fault, that's just something that highly intelligent people do. Well, and for those of you that want to say, "Oh, Blind's a goof butt, Blind's a bobble-headed bitch," and all that, I'm all that too, man. Don't poop yourself. I am an idiot and an asshole and all that stuff too, but I am also highly intelligent. In case you didn't know, but now give me 1 second. I gotta get this set up right quick. And forgive me, I don't nobody's in the chat except for Cake Mix holding it down like a true uh what's the highest ranking military a colonel, a captain, whatever it is, bro. That's you, Cake Mix. But I know that y'all don't fuck with me. I don't fuck with y'all. I can't stand 90% of y'all. Y'all all liars. Y'all all full of dog shit. Y'all all like real talk. Like I tried to extend my reach to broader audiences. I brought a lot of audiences together. Shit. Salute to Moon Boots. Salute to Megan. Salute to Mel. Salute to so many different communities that I could name that I brought together through my own doing, through my venturing out to make that connection between the groups. But every single group is like 75% people I don't can't relate to the way that the way that they live, man. You know, because with all the criticisms that people make of me, I tell you one thing that I live by, that I force myself to do, is once I understand that something I'm doing is wrong, I have to do something about it. Like, I'm not the type that's just going to continue to do that same thing. And a lot of these people just gossip, talk shit, sabotage people secretly, and deal in secret information to trick each other out of their spot. Yeah, Cake Mix, that's what he said at the end of it all last night. He said, "You know what, Blind?" uh, he said, "You should be humbled that." and of course this is a extremely arrogant thing for him to say, but it is true. However, he said you should be humbled that I actually took the time actually took the time to make a stream about it. And he's like, if I didn't fuck with you, I would have just ignored you. And I know that that's true. I know that that's true. So I hope that uh nah, I'm not even gonna say that because I know the wrestler knows that I fuck with him. Like the optics, like I've abandoned caring at all what anybody else thinks. Like if you're my homie, then you know you're my homie, and you can ask me privately what I think, and I'll tell you. But like in general, to all these panel verse twats and debate twats and all these people that have these like snide ass judgments of me, like they literally mean less than nothing. Like I couldn't give a shit what any of them thinks because all they do is tell me, Blind, you shouldn't be happy. Why would you be happy, Blind? You haven't put in 45 years in a career that you're miserable at wanting to fucking off yourself every day. You haven't earned being happy? Well, uh shit your pants, cause I am. And that's been the whole thing. Like that's what I get constantly is like this judgment. Everybody wants to judge Blizzy. Everybody wants to judge the Blizzy. Everybody's better than the Blizzy because I'm not because I don't pretend like as if I'm better than what I am. And everybody that most of the people out here, that's exactly what they do. All these people pretend like they're so much better than they are, man, and better than me. But even if they are better than me, I don't fucking like them. So it's like, stay away from me, and I'll stay away from you. And so what? Poke your butt. That's a great point, Cake Mix. That's a great point. But Wrestler did point out that I was a failure and that I needed help, man. I think this is, I guys, I think that this is a cry for help when I really think about it, man. I don't know what I need help with, and Wrestler's okay, guys, okay, check it out, guys. I love Resla. Like, I think he's the coolest dude in the whole world. However, he says a lot of goofy shit, and I'm about to pick apart. I'm about to pick this fool apart because he went in on me for a whole entire stream, made me cry, and some other stuff. So I'm about to go in on him, and let me see. Hold him up. Hold him up. Oh, don't tell me he took the stream down. Oh no, okay. Now, just a little bit of a setup here. I had been on a bit of a hiatus. I've been focusing on my personal life. I've been focusing on my family. My hand is broken. Um, I've been focusing on the Blizzy. Like I've been directing my energy and work to the inside, you know? And so I haven't been streaming. That's the reason why Cake Mix, when you asked me to do that riddle, that's the reason why I put it out on a video because I wasn't even gonna do any live streams, but I mean I didn't know how long or whatever. I was just taking a little break. So when I see wrestlers on, to me that's the homie. Like there's no attention or clout to be got at wrestlers. It's just going over there to talk to the homie. And I set him off. Okay. Let me go. Hold on. Before we continue this though, let me go over this riddle thing again for you, Cake Mix. Okay, so the riddle. Three people, let's say myself, Cake Mix, and Carrie, go into a restaurant and get something to eat.
the bill comes out to $30. Well, uh, so it's $10 a piece. We each put our $10 in. Boom, 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 boom. Now, the waiter takes our payment, goes to pay, and sees that the bill was only $25. So he's like, okay, he gets five $1 bills, comes back to me and Cake Mix and Carrie and says, to himself, he says, well, I can't divide five up into three even amounts, so I'm gonna pocket two and give them $1 back a piece. Now, they put in 30, they each got $1 back, that makes $9. Now, 9 plus 9 plus 9 equals 27, and then the two that the waiter kept equals 29. So where's the missing dollar? Now, the explanation to this riddle is when you say, okay, because where do you get the number 9 from? From 30 minus $1 a piece, right? Well, when you start with 30, you're including the waiter's tip in that. So that the whole like even acknowledging the waiter's $2 is just what we call a red herring. It's just a confusion. It's a misdirection, so that you can confuse yourself. Because when you say $30 minus $1 a piece, it's $9. So you're factoring in the $2 there. It's the sum total of all of the money on the board. Does that make better sense to you, Cake Mix? I know I didn't explain it in too great a detail on the video, but I hope that makes it to where it's like the answer is like clear to you. Because a lot of people, I've heard the riddle when I was younger. I remember hearing it, and I remember people saying like it's not possible to solve, but it seemed very self-explanatory when I saw it. Also, another riddle I'm solving for y'all. What came first, the chicken or the egg? Everybody's always asking that. It was absolutely 100% the egg. The egg, because each variation of the animal was a little bit more mutated with each egg. So the egg hatched the chicken, but the thing that laid the egg was a little bit different than the actual chicken. Okay, so okay, right on. You said it's not ever going to. I feel you then. It's just one of those things, and I guess. But what do you call it? I don't know, man. Y'all want to know something? And the reason why I started off with making my declaration that I don't like a lot of these people and that I don't care what they think is because I even with as as like independently spirited as I am, I let people's judgment of me stop me from doing things that I want to do sometimes. And I hate that. I hate that because it's like, why should I let somebody that don't even like me be the dictator of what I get to do, or be like pushing me into a place where I feel like as if I'm not comfortable to do whatever the fuck I want to do. Like I have a happy life. Shit, my life is good. Uh, I'm not rich. I don't have all this money falling out of my ass like a lot of people do, but that wasn't my blessing to have. I'm incredibly handsome though, so there's that. But let's get to this Reslas stuff. Okay, now, now, like I was saying, I just hadn't been thinking about streaming. I didn't make any kind of conscious decision not to be streaming or anything. I just said, you know what? I'm not gonna make it, and I'm not gonna go out of my way to be streaming. You're being bullied in the intellectual verse. It happens, but things change. Facts, big cake mix. That's true, my G. Bro, the thing is too is that people choose not to see my intelligence. Like, I think people feel better about themselves when they just say that I'm stupid. Okay, now Resla was testy with me out the gate. I don't know why. It looked like he was just irritated to see me at all. I don't know. I don't let stuff like that hurt my feels because uh, I don't know what the cause behind it is. But check it out.
That they are because they're currently on a student body that they think they have. Great example, Greta Thunberg. What the fuck
Okay.
that you also never experienced? My different segments, the things that's in my mind. I want to see now what what? I don't know what that shit. Okay, we'll just run with it because yeah, just gonna be a distraction. In fact, I'm gonna just stop looking at the chat for a little bit. But I think for a lot of people, you're not. I think for a lot of people, you're not failing. You're not failing because oh, democracy sucks. And I see a lot of people, um, especially in our most recent ages, in the last two presidencies, even though we have a recent
Okay. Now, and like I said, man, I'm not gonna keep reiterating this, but I want it to be crystal clear, man, that I highly admire and think the world of wrestler. I respect the f out of his intelligence, but he is fallible and he is a human being. So I have to say this: is that if you look at my streams historically, you'll see a lot of things about battling with morals and being a better person. You'll see me make judgments on other people and their level of quote unquote goodness because that is what is in my subconscious mind. That is kind of the overall theme of my life. Well, Restless seems to be something with this whole uh, being a leader, being a failure and stuff like that because he all of his or a lot of his talks um, might appear to be in judgment of other people, but if you ask Freud and many other psychologists, a lot of times this is projection. This is a subconscious projecting itself onto a separate faceless person so that they can critique it.
president, but the last two prior presidencies, that there's been so much of a monumental change that's been happening throughout the world, and especially within our own nations. So what I like to tell a lot of people is that you're not failing because democracy sucks. I think that you're
Okay, now look, there's a big contention in how I responded to this right here. He said, "You're not failing because democracy sucks." So let's reverse engineer that statement. He's saying that there are people that claim to be failing because democracy sucks, right? That is the clear-cut implication of that statement. Now, who are these people? Who are the people that say that they're failing because democracy sucks? He won't tell us. But I went, I mean, in my mind, of course, I tried to place who he was talking about while he was saying this. I'm like, who is it that says that democracy sucks? Uh, and then as he elaborates, it made itself a little more clear to me.
failing because you believe that it should have been perfect.
Now, I don't understand what that means. Um, I feel like he wanted to make a statement on this perfection concept, but he threw democracy in there, and it kind of threw the whole thing for a loop. I don't understand. I don't understand who he's talking about, or not even. I don't understand. I won't even. I won't even put it like that because wrestling has an issue when I talk like that. But there's no proof, or there's no empirical data that would show that there is any correlation between perfection and democracy. Uh, that's completely foreign to me.
And now quite frankly, it's not you thinking that you're off the hook. I don't think that at all. I think it's you needing to now figure out what exactly you thought your expectations were based on the things that you also never experienced.
Okay, he says you need to figure out what you thought your expectations were based on. I guess I could break that down if I wanted to,
So
but
my first segment is going to be perfection. Perfection. Perfection is the new cowardice. You're soft.
now before I go into the discussion of what we ended up having, I just want to make a comment, give it a little bit of commentary on the point he's making right here. Is that I think he has an excellent point in saying that people that uh that what would you call it, procrastinate because they're waiting for the perfect time, or they are think that they're waiting for perfection. I think that he's right, that that's the worst thing that you can possibly do, because that perfect opportunity doesn't ever come, whether it be like a moment, whether it be like whatever, that perfect in that sense. But perfection does exist. Two plus two is always perfectly four, and red is always perfectly red. And there are many things that perfection, in many ways, that perfection does in fact exist, though.
And I mean this from if you are a millennial, I'm gonna leave the boomers out of this. But if you're a millennial or even if you're a zennial, I'm not even gonna worry about alpha right now. They don't really have a right to be at the table right now.
I don't know what any of that means.
People use the excuse it's not perfect as if as pretty much it's a way to stay lazy.
I agree with that. Just like I was just saying, people procrastinate, waiting for the perfect quote unquote opportunity, when it's in fact it's an avoidance tactic, is what it is.
They don't want to help. They don't want someone.
You see, I always feel like Resla has a hidden, like he's always really cryptic with his language. They don't want to help. What is it like? If you had to, if we were to break down word by word what he's saying, who is he referring to, and what could he be talking about?
Else to do the. They don't want anyone else to really even do the job as well.
He said they don't want to help, and they don't even want somebody else to do the job. Now, is he speaking professionally? Is he speaking about content? I don't know.
Or rather, I should say they want someone else to do the job.
Okay, so now they do want somebody else to do the job. So he's just talking about procrastinators and lazy people.
But they don't want to put any actual work in themselves. And to me, they'll sit around, they'll tot around, they'll be a part of groups, and they'll turn around and claim it to be bravery.
Okay, you see now, see, this is like I said. As much as I respect wrestler, he is in fact fallible, and this is one of the time he often will link back unrelated things to one another. Uh, I don't think that people call themselves brave because they're waiting for perfection. I've never heard of that. I've never seen any evidence to suggest that.
Go look at your new advocates, people that think that they are, because they're currently on a student body, that they think they have. Great example, Greta Thunberg. What the fuck?
Okay, now Greta Thunberg has Down syndrome, so I don't even know what he's referring to. I don't know if she really does, but she damn sure looks like she does.
Outside of talking her ass off, what has Greta Thunberg actually done? Oh, wait. What is she actually tangibly done outside of being a figurehead?
But what has any politician done outside of being a figurehead? That's what politicians are, inherently. they're figureheads. And they are, in fact, by definition, figureheads, like state representatives, congressmen, legislators, all that shit.
I'll wait. Especially to you young mofos that want to believe that she's a fucking the next fucking zone of Joel in the Mark. Let me.
Uh, she's, I'm not gonna comment on
You
Greg.
know what she's done. If you can't tell me outside of the "how dare you" and her getting roasted by Andrew Tate that you have nothing else to say, that makes my point. There are a lot of people who follow these things, and for these people, these particular type of people, not just her, but for many type of people,
Oh, can you elaborate on that, Kick Mix? I don't pay attention to current events and politics. I don't believe it's even real. What movement did she create?
they don't want help. Like I said, they want someone else to do the job.
Well,
They're
that's
not
help.
courageous. They're not brave. In
Oh, he's talking about liberals.
fact, if anything, that's a fear of the rest, not being smart. Another question that comes to my mind, especially when I hear the people that talk about, because this is really what put me onto it, by the way. This idea that people just have so much of a problem when it comes to democracy. Democracy. Democracy is not the problem. You are.
Okay, now you see, and this part I'm gonna take my time to explain because this was the part that Resla roasted me over, or my response, what I put in the chat right here. Now, or let me make sure that I've already put it. Okay, no. Let's go.
If the system sucks, it's because people like you made it suck. Bad leaders didn't just get there alone. Let's just be honest, folks.
Okay, he said if democracy sucks, it's because people like you made it suck. Now you see, he's already building a narrative that I have an issue with. Because while I think that everybody has a right to do their own political theatrics, but there is a such a thing as a perfect execution of a plan. So democracy is just, or at least our Declaration of Independence and our Bill of Rights is a plan. Now we have strayed from executing that plan even efficiently or effectively. When you look at things like the Patriot Act, when you look at all of the hidden agendas inside of bills every single day that are passed on every single level, we have completely deviated from the game plan set forth for us by our forefathers. Now, I think that anybody criticizing that aspect of democracy is entitled to, and they should actually be uh, I'm a proponent of them. I endorse that. I 100% support that. So that's what I was thinking when he was talking about was people that criticize democracy. Now he wouldn't really explain. He wouldn't have a conversation with me. It got heated quick, man. It shocked me to be honest.
People voted for them. People,
Now that's not always true. The thing is when you look back to just look back to the war in Iraq and the whole WMD's conversation, we were tricked into passing a lot of these laws. The Patriot Act, which is responsible for like so much of your privacy being gone, The Patriot Act would have never been passed if we hadn't been lied to about weapons of mass destruction and 9/11. We have no proof that any Muslims uh, carried out 9/11. There is no proof that anybody from Iraq or Afghanistan or Iran pulled off 9/11. What do you call it? So we were lied to. So anybody that has a criticism about that, it is a fair criticism.
Or either people stay silent, or people didn't give a shit. And this is a problem that I have with a lot of changes that happened through our history. Most people say if it doesn't affect me now, I'm not worried about it. And then when they complain,
Now you see, this is another example of how what he's saying contradicts itself. It's like an Ouroboros is like a snake eating its own tail. Well, this is like an idea throwing up on its own asshole and pooping on its own mouth at the same time. Because it's like, what do you mean? What do you mean? First, you're criticizing people for speaking up against democracy, and then you say that, then you criticize people for saying if it doesn't affect me. So, what is it that you're saying? Should more people speak up against democracy, or should more people be quiet about speaking up for democracy? Because you're literally saying both. You're giving both prescription, or you're shaming uh, the people that do both just in consecutive sentences.
once shit is on their doorstep, it's no different from saying, well, the neighbors 2 blocks down got the house toilet papered. I'm not going to do anything about it, but then complain when toilet paper is on your house. It's too late. Do not point the finger at democracy when the mirror is right there in front of you.
Now, what does that even mean? I mean, I get it. I get it in a specific instance. Like, if let's say I'm saying it's democracy's fault, I'm fat, then of course you that would apply. But what about all of the people that are giving fair criticisms of our current democratic state? It just seems it's just kind of like nonsensical to a point.
That's just the way how I look at it. I can't stand when people don't listen because
Now here we go. I You see, I don't know what Resla wanted. I mean, I don't see how my statement was so offensive to all of his delicate sensibilities, but a very unassuming comment sent him into a downward spiral.
folks, we've had a conversation about this, and apparently Blizzy Blind he's lost already.
Now, I've demonstrated how his rhetoric goes in circles and contradicts itself right here in very plain English. So that's why I sometimes get lost. And I am honest enough to say, like, I don't understand what you're talking about, you know?
He's lost already. I've already had a conversation with you guys, and maybe he just missed that episode where I talked about people who just like to talk and do a whole bunch of shit because they just want to show their ass. It's not about what the conversation is or anything. It's just really about them.
Now you see how incredibly disingenuous and unfair of him to say that about me. I make a statement that was on topic, and I just want to show my ass and uh, get the attention on me. Such an incredibly giant leap to make.
What does it have to anything to do with what the fuck I said?
Now you see, the statement I put in the chat, I said, "What about the democracy that we've lost?" And then I clarified because you don't lose democracy, you lose freedom. I said, or freedoms rather. Are you saying we shouldn't be concerned with that? Now, this is a very concise, clear cut statement on what I just commented. That what about the people that are giving a legitimate criticism of democracy? So, like, this isn't. I never said he said any of this. I was asking the question. And he started, like, look, check it out.
What about that democracy that we've lost? Who said anything about loss or freedoms, rather? Why are you making up shit that's never said?
Now, you see, I guess for Resla, we're only allowed to use uh, knowledge that he's given us to have a discussion because what in the world would lead him to believe that I was quoting him? Like I'm clearly giving my own original statement, and somehow he took it as I was quoting him or something.
This is what I'm saying. You're hearing, you're not listening. That's a failure on your part, not mine.
I'm hearing and listening, I'm just not understanding, so I tried to clarify.
The word loss was never weaved.
I never uh, accused you of weaving that word.
What about democracy that we've lost? Who mentioned anything about loss? Or
See, it's just it's mind blowing because he like gets stuck in this loop where I never quoted him. I wasn't repeating his statement. I was giving him a original thought or
freedoms,
question.
rather? Who mentioned anything about freedoms? Are you
I did.
saying that we shouldn't be concerned with that? Who mentioned that?
I just did. Me in the chat right there when you read it at the top. I did. What the fuck you talking like? Come on. What is happening? And he took this as me crying for attention and trying to steal his thunder. And uh fuck.
Who mentioned that?
I did.
Why are you injecting shit into a conversation that was never there? How about you listen? This is why people get lost. Because they want shit to be about what they want to talk about and not what the actual subject's about.
Look, I'll point out at least like I don't know, 50 or 100 criticisms that he lobs at me. He calls me everything but a child of God. He calls me he goes in on me, man, cuz this was yesterday's stream. When he came back today, he was still pissed. What do you call it? But who is failing to pay attention in this moment because I'm not quoting him. I'm not saying, hey, what you mentioned this and this and that, and I'm literally saying, what about the? Because he said, if you have an issue with his phrase was, if you have an issue with democracy, democracy is not the problem. You are. And my response to that was, well, what about the democracy that we have lost? And then I clarified, or the freedoms, rather. Are you saying that we shouldn't be concerned with that? Very, in my opinion, if you disagree, I very much welcome you to give your disagreement in the chat and let me help me to understand where you disagree. But it's a pretty concise question.
They want shit to be about. And this is the reason why I also started limiting my access to people doing panels because
Now you see, I actually am one of the people that have always told Wrestler that I enjoyed his monologues and that he has terrible people up on his panel. So I have always supported Wrestler. I've always promoted Wrestler. I've always shared his streams out. I've always shouted him out. I have always uh went above and beyond to make it clear to anybody that is a viewer of mine that I support Resla and want to share any kind of uh whatever, man. But
Because they want to talk about what they want to talk about, or they want to obfuscate, or they want to deflect, or they want to change the narrative. It wasn't about that. Eh,
see, I wasn't obfuscating or changing any narrative. I was asking him a question about something he said.
help those who cannot help themselves. And by you even
But can you help yourself to understand instead of criticize immediately?
asking things that were not there, it, if you're trying to understand, then shut the fuck up and listen.
Now that honestly I was surprised that he was uh so spicy. So spicy. Spicy like a meatball.
Because if you heard me, those words never came out of my mouth, which means
But did you hear me, wrestler? Did you listen to the words you read? Cause I never accused you, I never claimed, I never stated that those words did come out of your mouth. I was asking you my own organic question.
you're adding shit that's not there. So you have a problem listening, which is why you're failing the conversation.
I was failing the conversation, but not through a failure of listening, through a failure of communicating because my words were falling on deaf ears.
You're failing. I know you don't want to see yourself as a failure, so stop failing.
I'm not a failure. Well, I am a failure according to your stream today. So I gotta own that. But yeah, never mind.
And pay attention.
I was paying attention. Now you see, I've had this. I've often like thought like, well, because I'm an avid enjoyer of wrestlers show, but I am not the type of person that will sit at my computer and watch something in silence, especially whenever I know the person speaking, and especially whenever it's somebody that is on my same intellectual level. Like I'm so it's like uh okay, but you see like that's this is what I mean about and I'm not talking about wrestler because I know he was just on his period, but like other people are like only engage the way I want you to engage. And if you don't, then I'm going to find every way I can to denigrate, shame, humiliate, embarrass, call you out, and make you look like a fool. And it's like, fuck that.
It's just that simple. Stop trying to be ahead of the game and just listen.
It's not being ahead of the game to ask you a simple question, bro. My in context, with uh, in in its fullest context, it was a very valid question.
You want to be a main character so quickly.
Bro, I am a main character. I am the main character in the Blizzyverse. As far as like y'all's characters and panels and stuff like that, I don't concern myself with. I don't think about whether or not I'm a main or side or even a non-character. So I don't know why you're always putting that on me.
And here's the funny part about it. I tell everybody this. If the conversation is too strong for you, feel free to leave. Come back another time when you're ready to be more smarter.
I don't know if he did that on purpose. Obviously, more smarter uh is not a thing. It's not grammatically correct, but the conversation wasn't too strong for me. I would argue that it was too strong for you because the second that I asked the question, you spazzed out.
When you want to be smart, you have the patience, you have the wherewithal to sit through something and not jump ahead, not to add shit, not to feel that you know shit before shit was even being said. You should go take a break. Go get it.
And now, and I'm not accusing Wrestler of this completely, but it almost seems like as if Wrestler's worried that I'm gonna try to beat him to the punch when that's not at all what I'm trying to do. Uh I don't, in my eyes, in my opinion, and I think everybody in the world should feel like this, but I don't have an intellectual uh or yeah, intellectual equal. So I don't compete with anybody intellectually unless I'm taking a test, a standardized test. Other than that, I don't measure myself up to people intellectually. I might call somebody dumb, but I don't try to be smarter than you. I don't try to outwit you. I don't try to make you look stupid. I promise you, I avoid those things. I could do it constantly if I was that type of asshole to do it. I would constantly be pointing out shit that people say, but I don't do that. I don't like that energy, man. But I think Wrestler thought that I was gonna try to beat him to the punch or something because it's like I don't know. He seemed to have a visceral reaction to that little statement.
Go get a Kit Kat. Go get a Snickers.
That is good advice right there. And my blood sugar was probably down too. So
Go get a Snickers. Go get a Kit Kat. Go get a Klondike bar. Apparently,
what's that supposed to mean?
you're not ready.
Apparently, you don't know what apparently means because my readiness isn't really has nothing to do with that statement I made.
It,
No offense, but I think the community is in trouble because there's an what community is that, Cake Mix? We don't even have a community. Uh, my community is pretty much just me and you, and the Panelverse, their community sucks anyway. Oh, and Reslas kind of a part of my community. I'm kind of a part of his.
you can go ahead and rewind the tape. Those words never came out, but yet you wanted to ask questions on shit that wasn't stated.
You see, this is a clear-cut example of somebody that is literally taking something out of his imagination to work himself up at me. Because I never once said that he said any of that stuff. I never quoted him. I never said, you just said, like, I don't even understand where this comment keeps coming from.
You're failing.
That's true.
Damn. And to me, there's no better option. There's no better option than just really to listen, to understand. But I get it.
But what about when you say things that don't make any sense, and I'm the only person that is paying enough attention to ask about it? Because I just gave you like three different examples of where your uh, your theory contradicts itself. Like, are you more worried about being praised for being right than actually being correct? Because I know in my like anybody that knows me, anybody that comes to my channel, anybody that hears me speak, knows that I welcome corrections at all times, constantly. Like it doesn't make my vagina hurt. It doesn't give me a fucking migraine. It don't make me feel like the world is fucking on my shoulders for somebody to say, "Hey, Blizzy, you're incorrect." It's literally nothing. Okay, here's the correction. Move on with my fucking statement. But uh, I guess not everybody is capable of doing that.
That's really hard. Anyway, back to my case. I'm talking about democracy. What people are coming through when it comes to democracy. You would think that these people, you would think that democracy is trash. And that the only thing I would ask you, because I had this conversation with people who are younger, okay, what's better than democracy? Dictators?
Well, there's communism, socialism. There's a whole bunch of stuff.
Kings? Letting the rich people, the royalty, run everything? There's no such thing as a perfect system. But
Yes, you're exactly right about that. But the thing is that people's contention is with the execution of the system. Because while there is no such thing as a perfect system, there is a perfect execution of a system. And people's complaints are mostly with the execution of the system. Because our democracy is laid out in a pretty clear cut way. What's up? What's up, due diligence? Salute to you, my bro. You're more than welcome to come up. I am giving a clinic on breaking down restless self-esteem. You want to come up and join me? If not, I completely understand. But and I love this dude. I support this dude. Anybody that's watching, go sub up to Resla, man. This is that boy. But he ain't getting off that easy this time, man. I'm punching this ticket on every fucking thing he says today. I can't hope Dusty protects the little minds. Hey man, he's good about stuff like that, so I'm sure he hope he will. I agree with you on that, Cake Mix.
at the very least, democracy gives you a chance to fix things. The idea of even having the word perfect brought into your mindset is a scam.
You're the only person that introduced that word. That's why at the beginning I said that I've never heard those words in conjunction with one another. I've never heard anybody talking about perfection and democracy in the same sentence, you know?
Perfect is a fake dream.
Hold
Sold by
on. Just a tiny correction there. Perfection actually does exist when it comes to many things. Like I said earlier, 2 plus 2 is always perfectly 4, and the color red, that is actually the color red, the purest form of the color red, is always perfectly red. Night is always perfectly night. The moon is always perfectly the moon, and so forth and so forth.
by companies, by social media, and quite frankly, by politicians. They
I've never heard a politician speak about perfect democracy.
don't want you waiting for miracles instead of making moves. Stop buying the dream. How about you start actually working with what is tangibly accessible to you? What is real?
Now there is the wisdom in all of this hoopla, because that right there is the one of the wisest things, and that is most of the time Restless message, and people would really, myself included, would very much benefit from taking more of this in and internalizing it, because hard work, focus, planning, execution, all that stuff, there is no substitute for it. And Resla is a great proponent of that, and salute to him for that. But that does not make up for all the dumb shit he says in the course of these 2 days. So let's continue.
I think that you should always be focusing on fixing what already exists and making a way for the future. Is
Amen.
democracy perfect? No. Is it messy? Is it flawed? Is it full of problems? Yes. But quite frankly, it's the best that we've got, and a lot of other countries are trying to pull their way towards it.
But what I think wrestling is missing is the fact that people are criticizing democracy for the most part in comparison to what democracy used to be, because we used to have a more pure form of democracy. Now people ain't complaining about democracy as a ideology, they're complaining about our current state of democracy.
Those who don't have resources don't try. But it can still be changed to something better. So if you want better, how about you help build it instead of having the people who come here to this nation?
But you see, like that's where you're contradicting what you're saying in your own words, because the beginning of making something better is the critique. So like saying that people should not critique democracy is a moot point if you're saying that people should work towards developing something better. You see, this is the confusion that I was trying to clarify when I asked that very simple question.
The US, because I'm here in the US, come here to this nation, go to school, get their loans, go for some of the highest degrees, and still protest about the very country that gave them the opportunities that they're sitting there and getting.
Now, this is the topic that he focused in on, and it got very scatological. Uh, I'm I'm digging in, man. We're gonna be here for like 4 or 5 hours. What do you call it? And I have to. Wrestler came on in a full on, looking like Samuel Jackson, half Darth Vader. Uh, Straight up looked like Hancock. If you ever seen that movie Hancock, he looked like Hancock with the hangover and shit. Came on in his full costume and literally roasted me for an entire live stream. So I'm gonna point out every dumbass thing he said in this. But what did he just say?
Getting degrees.
Oh, he managed to focus in on the whole immigration thing. I wasn't even commenting on the immigration thing. I was not even like thinking about that. My thought was this is that if we're losing our freedom and democracy is becoming less and less democratic as the days goes by, then we need even the foreigners to speak up against it. Like everybody that sees that our democracy is failing to be democratic, everybody that sees it should be speaking on it. Like, so all these people that say that the immigrants shouldn't speak out on failing democracy are fucking dumb to me. And I'm not saying that about Resla, but this is a common talking point amongst many circles, that they should just be happy with that they're even here, and that they should just be grateful that they're even allowed in the US, and that's ridiculous.
For how about stop being so invested in countries that have really little to no influence on what's happening in the country that you're in, the United States, today?
What does that mean?
How about you start building, contributing instead of just complaining? What are you, what are you really telling people? For me, stop chasing perfection. You have never seen it. Your parents, your grandparents, or anyone else in your ancestry.
I would like to know. I would like to ask Resla. Of course, I can't because we've seen how he acts when I ask him questions about democracy. But I would like to know who he's referring to and what ideology he's referring to. Like, who is it that says that they expect to, number one, uh, it's just like a big confusing mess because he's saying that you should not aspire to perfect democracy, but if you work hard on democracy, that you will develop something better than democracy. It makes it's just very scatological.
Of the human race has never seen perfection.
I disagree. Like I said earlier, two plus two is always perfectly four, and so forth and so forth.
And guess what? It's not coming. I am a prominent believer that if it ain't perfect, keep working on it. Because you know why? It'll never be perfect.
Mm.
I think we should use what we've got. Even if it's not petty, even if it's not the prettiest thing that we've seen, even if it's working really well, we shouldn't stop there. To me, in my mind, if you're not a part of the fix, you are a part of the delay. Don't wait
Okay.
for a clean solution. Start showing up as is to help make it clean.
And a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush.
That's my thoughts.
And
I'm
Jimmy
not gonna
crack
go too long
and Jimmy crack corn, and I don't care. And so what? Poke your butt.
for it. I haven't been thinking about this too long. I just got in, so I haven't really had the time to think about it. But I'll give you guys a little bit of time today, a little bit of time today, before I decide to take up for the night because I will have work in the morning, and Yana about to run me ragged. So link is
And let me just make it clear that I didn't even want to go on Restless panel right at this time. I was doing something completely different. I was just I came by to chit chat with the homie. And once he yelled at me like that though and made the chat all awkward, I was like, well hell, I want to go up there so that there's no tension between us, but I wasn't planning like he says that I wanted to go up and steal his thunder and get my main character's syndrome or some shit, but that really wasn't on my mind at all.
in the chat, pin to the top of the chat. Let's see how far this shit is actually focused on before people start losing this shit because they already started losing this shit in the chat. So obviously they can't fucking focus already, which means it's a them problem, not a me problem. Go ahead.
But I just demonstrated how he couldn't even decipher a very concise, very on point, very on subject question.
Let's see how well you can use your IQ.
Oh, well, he at least understands that I have an incredibly high IQ, so salute to him for that.
And by the way, if we can't get nobody, all good. It's out. I got a long weekend. I've got family members who just came in from outside the state. I gotta be a guest to them, but I said I'm gonna do. I said, listen, as much as I hang with you guys are family or whatever. I got work tomorrow. I'm gonna come in. And I'm gonna talk to my family online. But if you guys are gonna see, just as good. I could take my black guy to sleep. That means more sleep for me, so I can have a very productive weekend. I'm good. Either way, go ahead, Blind. Show me how you can fuck this up.
Now look, what, what in the world? Like, where is this coming from? Bro, I love you, wrestler. I just want to rub your fucking bald six head. What do you call it? I think Resla is adorable, like a little angry old man. But I don't know why he's so angry at me, and I don't know why he said I was gonna f it up. Oh, hold on. Okay. No, that's not what I'm trying to do at all. You can chill. I am.
You are
My mic cut out. I had to fix it. He's so on edge with me, right? Like he's like, hurry up and spit that shit out. Yeah, exactly. Salt, exactly, man. That's the bestie.
fine. You know you're muted, right? I'm just letting you know, folks. Blind is muted. You know you're muted, right? You said 1 sec. Okay. Well, again, link is still open for anyone else who also wants to participate while Blind gets his mic together. I have been very quick in my monologue. This is probably one of the quickest monologues I ever did. I
Okay,
didn't
can
have
you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay. Now I was asking. I just wanted to clarify, bro. I'm trying to understand what you're saying. Are you saying that people that come from another country shouldn't criticize our
Never mention
democracy?
another country. Never mention another country.
Now, if you remember, I pointed it out. He did mention another country. He said that people that come from another country shouldn't criticize democracy. And then he just flat out tells me I never mentioned another country. It's like, uh, yeah, you did.
Country at all. Never mention foreign.
And then, salute to Brick, man. For one thing, when we've had one-on-one conversations, he actually has a delightful disposition and a very robust uh wealth of knowledge to draw from, but his lips stay fixed in the uh weenie sucking position when he's at Reslas, and it's fucking pathetic. It's gotta be a horrible, sad life to know that whatever Reslas says you have to agree with, or like not even have to, but like you're already dead set that you're gonna agree with it instead of actually having any kind of thoughts of your own. It's fucking pathetic.
Foreigners. Never mention none of that shit. Never came out of
You
my mouth.
then who were you talking about when you were talking about the people that now you see he just gave me a false statement. He said I never mentioned that. I never said that. So I tried to bring some of the spiciness out of the conversation and directed a question at him. And he would not even allow the conversation to move forward. Watch. Expect perfection.
Wait, or as people, wait, hold up. Oh, do you not know that
Now you see, he's like offended even by just me asking the question.
regardless of where you are in the world, people will expect perfection? I never mentioned immigrants. I never
Well,
mentioned
there's
any.
no. I never mentioned. I mentioned exactly what he mentioned. I never brought up immigrants specifically.
I don't. This is why I said the importance of listening.
You see, this is one of the things like what I was saying earlier, man. Uh, when you hear somebody repeat a concept over and over, it's a lot of times it's because, and just a little bit, if you want to do some self discovery, man, for yourself. Um, when a theme keeps reoccurring in your mind about other people, like when you keep seeing a certain flaw in many different people, a lot of times that is your subconscious, that is your what you call your what Freud called your shadow self. Uh, and a lot of times that isn't a characteristic or trait of other people that you're actually seeing that is a projected characteristic from your own subconscious, and it is bolder in your mind because it is a part of your own subconscious. So like when you call people like if I was obsessed with fashion and I didn't think I had the money for cool clothes and I run around saying that everybody dresses poorly, it would be because I subconsciously think that I dress poorly myself. Now, this isn't a criticism at Reslas so much as just a way that the psychology is understood according to Freud and his contemporaries. Bro, you listen to yourself though? Because you say things and then you fucking immediately reverse them. Like
Okay,
I'm just
folks,
trying to understand your point.
folks, stop lying, folks. For those who have been here, because you're not the only person who's sitting in the chat. Anyone ever hear me mention anything about foreigners, immigrants, anything? Anyone?
Now, what Wrestler intimidates people into agreeing with him a lot of the times because I promise you, even the people that did hear it and do remember, they're not wanting to speak up whenever you're this animated and like scolding. Bricks over there nodding his head no. Good grief.
Go. I haven't even been on a long tirade today. Go ahead. It's a very short monologue. Tell me if you heard any of that stuff, blind.
No, I don't know. I'll just listen and
Were
now you see uh just an observation, but a lot of the times why these conversations get bogged down is because the people that always claim to be able to be corrected and be able to blah 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 perfect great communicators and shit like that, a lot of them have a hard time actually understanding how to move on from a hiccup, you know. uh I will say this, I did apologize to Wrestler because my comment derailed his monologue, and that isn't what I meant to do. I was actually trying to add to what he was saying by asking a question that could prompt him to give more understanding. But I derailed his his monologue, and I hate that for him. I hate that for myself too, because I appreciate his monologues. But it's so when people let their ego get involved in this, it becomes difficult for them to actually just let something be. Okay, we had a hiccup, let's move past it, and that's what I try to do. And I'm like, okay, let's just move past it. Okay, I apologize, let's move past it. But we had to keep circling the wagon repeatedly for an entire day. With the way that wrestler came on stream today, I worry about I hope he wasn't upset about this shit all day long. I mean, if so, I would hope that he would hit me up in Discord and bitch me out privately. You don't have to stew over something, bro. I don't mind being corrected. I don't even mind being roasted. Like you could tell me I'm a big fat lumpy bitch. I would not hold it against you one bit, dog.
Were you listening? Because I had to call you out
Bro,
even when you were
yes,
typing. Were you listening?
yes, yes,
If that was the
I
case,
was.
if that was the case, then you would have no reason to ask those questions because it was nothing that I mentioned. Oh,
Now, my questions were not based on only the wordings that you had mentioned. It was a completely organic question from my own mind based on a statement you made. You made the statement of if you think democracy is the problem, you are the problem. So my statement had to do with that. Bro, you don't know. I don't know. You don't know whether or
I
not I
don't
was
know.
listening.
I was here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You don't know if I was listening though, bro.
No, I know. I know you
So
weren't listening because there would have been no reason for you to ask those questions because I never said that whatsoever.
that nobody ever said he said it. I said it. That's what you're alluding to. But I just said
How?
I will
What?
listen. I just
How are
said
you telling
okay,
you? How
listen.
are you,
Okay.
go ahead.
I just said
Tell me how
I
you're
will
gonna
listen.
no. Tell me how you're gonna throw.
Now, you see, this is where this used to be so intimidating to me, man. I couldn't like, I didn't know how to respond. I would try to keep the same energy that Wrestler has, and especially when it's on a panel, man, and it's a bunch of people with this energy. It used to make me feel so uncomfortable, but I realized that's just not my energy. So to try to communicate at that level is not possible for me. But what do you call it? To try to give any kind of explanation or understanding to somebody with this disposition or attitude is nearly impossible.
Throw this gum to make it stick together. I'm waiting.
No, I'll just listen. I mean,
No,
obviously, I don't have any answers.
with gum, we're good. We're gonna figure out how you gonna make this stick. Go ahead.
I'm listening. I just said I don't have any answers.
No, you had insinuations.
Okay, well, I digress.
That was my point. No one stated these kind of things, and you insinuated that. That's what I was talking about. I'm alluding to, and I'm asking you how.
Now, you see, I've already in great detail went over it and explained it. The thing is that I don't know. Sometimes I question if Wrestler is like simple-minded, like Forrest Gump or something, because it's so hard to communicate a very simple message at times. But I think it probably has more to do with the alcohol than him being mentally deficient. But what do you call it? Or honestly, I think it's just more of a conversation tactic to back me down and shut me up or something, because it's so hard to give any kind of explanation of anything in these moments.
Because I
I
never
don't
said it.
know. You're so defensive right
Now
now.
you're
I
saying
can't
no, no,
even
no,
barely talk to you.
no,
I
no.
can't even barely talk to you. You're so
I,
emotional. I can't even talk to
I,
you though.
no, no. It's not emotion. I have the right to I have the right to defend myself against claims not made.
Okay, now it's clearly emotional, and I never claimed any. I never made a claim that you said anything.
Sorry if you don't like
Okay.
that.
No, I don't
Sorry if you
mind
don't
it
like
at
that.
all. I don't mind it.
So when I call you out on claims not made, that's not emotional. You're calling me out.
But what about when you claim a claim was not made that you empirically made? What does that amount to?
A liar. That's a
No,
problem.
they're not mutually exclusive. You are emotional, and yet you can still be calling me out on
You're
whatever. You're still
calling me a
emotional.
liar. That's a problem.
I never
When I
called you a
tell you, you
liar,
can
bro.
go back.
No, actually, you are inferring yourself that you are a liar because you clearly realize that you happen to be lying in this instance, because you clearly did say people from another country.
This is documented. You can go back and rewatch in real time. I haven't even been on a half an hour. You're calling me a liar when you say so. You're saying that
Okay, then
no,
I
I'm
got
not.
you. I got you. I got you. I'm gonna do it right now, bro. Now you see, me doing this entire stream, along with all of my petty criticisms, and the decision I had made in this moment was, uh, I don't like to call people out. I don't like to do the whole gotcha moments. I don't like to point out people's stupidities or people's flaws in their logic and shit like that. That's why I'm always just like being a goofball and shit, because I don't get anything out of that. But when put to the task, I very much can do it to a higher degree than many people would imagine. I'm gonna mute while y'all talk real quick. I'll find you.
And you tell me when, and I'll definitely go back for it. Come on now. What the hell? At least if he had caught me talking shit for an hour, maybe. But come on. I've barely been home. What's good, Brick? Can't hear you.
Listen.
I said, what's good, brother man?
Hold on,
Welcome
break.
home.
Hold on. Exactly
Okay.
8 minutes ago, bro. You fucking disingenuous motherfucker. Listen. Now I apologize for calling him an MFer. I didn't realize I did that.
We can't hear shit.
Listen.
You got to turn it up or something.
Son of a bitch, dude. You can't hear. It's exactly 8 minutes ago. If you want to go 8 minutes back, 8 minutes and 15 seconds. You say people that come here to this country exactly like I fucking said.
So where's the foreigner part though?
Now you see a perfect example of the level of just sadness the brick lives in. Uh, when you're this level of a dick holder, when you're when the person whose dick you're holding says something, even if it's stupid or wrong, you have to find creative ways to co-sign it. So when somebody says came here from another country, is that not exactly what a foreigner is? Like Brick saying that is just so out of left field and nonsensical.
I
Hold on,
want to know where they're
what are you? Are
foreigner.
you stupid? Hey, little Blizzy, you calm your bitch ass down. Calm your bitch ass down, little Blizzy. But my bad, I didn't mean that. But uh, yeah, I lost my patience there for a second. Cause how you gonna be like, and then wrestler comes and repeats it. How you gonna say, yeah, it said people that come here from another country, but where did they say foreigners? People who
Are
come
you
here to this
stupid?
country,
Hold on,
people
blood.
who come here to
Because
this
before you get
country,
into the tirade,
what a
let
fucking
me try to
disingenuous
expound
bitch,
upon
dog.
something here.
You can't.
Because you're going off on a
I'm not gonna
tirade,
lie.
man.
You're definitely going on a tirade, and I'm not gonna lie. You're behaving exactly like a lip.
That's funny. I was a little bit, not gonna lie. Can't front, can't stunt. I was acting like a little bit like a liberal right there. My bad. Oh God,
Since
you're
we're gonna
ridiculous.
we're gonna say emotional, we're gonna use all the emotional language. You're a lib.
Okay, I'm a lib.
Are you mad because
I should have called him a fascist, right?
he didn't state it perfectly?
Now you see, it's hilarious to me. It is diddly hilarious to me that there seems to be a running joke with Brick and people at Reslas on me because I insist that people correctly state their words. How crazy! That's fucking crazy to me, yo. Like, don't life insist that? Like, don't, cause if you just, golly, man. What are you,
No, even if I didn't say that perfectly, tell me what I said that was actually a problem.
nobody said it was a problem. I was establishing
So
clarity, and you
what are you
fucking.
pointing out? So what are you pointing out if it wasn't a problem? If you don't have any contention, what are you pointing out?
Now, if you notice, I was responding to his berating me. I wasn't pointing out anything until he asked me to prove that he had mentioned immigrants or people, whatever, foreigners or whatever, which I didn't even care about. That wasn't my point at all. I was trying to
By
get
the way,
clarity
what's
on.
good, Denison?
Yeah.
If you don't have contention, what is it that you feel like you need to point out? You're one of the motherfuckers that, hey teacher, not that your lesson is wrong, but your tie is crooked. You're wasting time.
Now, see, it's like I swear, in moments like this, I'm just like baffled at what he's saying. Cause like I tried repeatedly to just let it go and move on from it, and there's no possible way that Resla is that oblivious to his own behavior. But I mean, maybe I am too. I don't know. Bro, I was literally asking about what you said. You sat up here and lied and said it's not what you said, and then I pointed out, and then your cockholder over here wants to say people from
remember?
another
Thank you,
country doesn't mean foreigner.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Remember? Do you remember
better?
what you wait? Hold on. Do you remember what you put in the chat? No. You know what?
Yes,
I don't.
yes,
Don't
I
worry.
do.
Wait. What about democracy that we've lost? Did I mention anything about loss when it comes to democracy? Or
Why does he keep on saying did I like he's not reading the whole sentence. Like he thinks like he thinks that I'm saying what did you say about democracy we've lost? Like read the entire sentence and you'll see that I'm not quoting you.
freedom? I don't remember the word freedom coming from my mouth at all. Not at all. By the way, I know that you want to pin something to it. I know you're looking for some reason to try to catch wrestler on something. I know that you want to have this whole.
I want this live stream, the one I am currently doing right now, to be a testament to the fact that it is not hard for me to find easily nitpicked things in most conversations. I just avoid doing it because it's literally pointless. Like, uh, anybody that thinks that I operate with that in mind, no. This right now, like me pointing out everything the rest is saying that's dumb, that's me doing that. Like, I don't do that in my day to day life.
I didn't say that shit. Any of it. And you already came in here wrong.
Bro, I was responding to what the fuck you were saying, Doug. You were saying about people who criticize
Doug, who's
democracy.
Doug?
I didn't say Doug, you dumb fuck. I said Doug. Calm your little ass down, little Blizzy. Calm your bitch ass down with them words. My bad, Brick. I didn't mean to call you that, bro.
No, I'm trying to stop you and put a little comedy into the fucking routine as well because
You're a little bit late for that. It's Reslas seems to be just completely pissed with me right now. I don't know what I did to him. My main character syndrome and my fight to want to be loved and attentioned uh got him mad at me, and I apologize for that. But he's pretty pissed.
you are
Like,
way off base anyway.
You like Dax?
You like Dax?
Yeah, woof woof, Dax.
Yeah. So I did like it. I came in late because I always do lately. And I went through it pretty quick. What's up, Snowman? So the part about perfect, right, and how people were really believing that things should be perfect and that sort of thing. Really, the only thing that I have for that, to be quite honest with you, is overturn Terry versus Ohio. Past that, I don't have any issues. Like, I don't care how much money they spend. I don't care how perfect people believe the government should be, but I would like to see that done. Other than that, I don't care.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
There's a.
You know what, Dennison? Before you get going, I was reminded today when I went back to my hometown why I hated that fucking place and why I hated cops. I was in town. I was literally in my hometown for less than 5 minutes before they got behind me and pulled me over for some bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what they pulled me over for? They tried saying my registration
Yeah.
was expired.
I figured it had something to do with tags.
Yeah.
Man, I feel kind of bad just seeing the way that Resla is reacting to the fact that this angry snowman guy is ignoring his topic and going on with something completely off topic and seeing Resla's response. Um, I tried, bro. Like that's uh Blizzy, get your ass to over to where is it? Canvas streaming right now? Let me see. That sounds very scatological, my G. Oh, I'm not subbed.
I
Oh shit. Hey, thank you, just Kev. I appreciate you.
The same emotional baggage of any other man of any other demographic.
Shut the fuck
Any
up.
other
For 1
man of
second.
any other
Shut
demographic
up.
for you to go ahead and try to
Shut
speak
up.
on them.
Wait a second.
Okay?
Shut up.
That's all
Yeah,
I'm saying is you sitting there trying to speak on a woman, yet you don't have a vagina. I mean, maybe you do, maybe you don't. I'm assuming you don't.
But listen,
But
you're talking
that's
about
almost
me
like
and
you
I
trying
as
to
a
speak on a
penis.
woman
We
as
don't have
well.
it
Like
all.
it doesn't really make any sense. So that's what I have a problem with.
Get rid of her. Back to the fields. Go pick some cotton. You're not here.
Oh God!
Oh, come on, man.
Whoa! Oh
That's
God! Damn. Okay,
great.
so
What a loser.
that's
That's wild.
yeah. That's not even funny. That's kind of just bad.
That's crazy.
She's not even
That's
being
crazy.
super disrespectful or anything, and he's acting like that. That's wild.
That's what I mean. What makes it worse that he did it when Grace says the same shit? Why is it worse that he did it?
Yo, because she's a little baddie.
Yeah,
Because
you guys want to smash. That's why.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'd rather fuck
smart,
Grace
yeah.
than.
She's trying to make
yeah,
black pick up.
but it is what it is.
Nah, man, that's a good point.
I will say as a slightly,
Go ahead.
I will say as a slightly above average good looking person.
Alright, here we go.
Like bust us out about Grace.
Sorry, bro. I got no bias. I like.
He doesn't like any of these motherfuckers. Honestly, to be real, I don't like any of them either. That doesn't mean that my dick don't twitch when Grace talks.
I just know that box smells better. That's all.
Now, the box smell. No, 10th man.
Facts for sure, bro.
10th man. Ben Thorpe. He identifies himself as a handsome man. What would you say, so?
Nah, bro, in my day, I was about a 7 out of 10. It looks now I'm probably a 5 because I'm old. He's a 3.5. Look how dirty. Someone said it in the compilation there earlier. How dirty he looks. He just looks. He doesn't look